I want to start by condemning, without equivocation, the unjustified and unprovoked tariffs that President Trump has now announced against our auto sector. These tariffs will damage his workers and his economy, just as they will damage ours. We must retaliate and target goods and services that we don't need, can buy elsewhere, or make ourselves to maximize the impact on the Americans while minimizing the impact on ourselves. Thank you very much. In English, yes. So the question was, will it be programs or tax cuts that will help? Well, we're going to need both. We will need to cut taxes for people who still have their jobs so that in this typical time where costs have been rising out of control for a decade, they can actually pay their bills and spend in local businesses who will then be able to hire and keep employees on. Tax cuts are one of the best ways to stimulate economic growth and to counteract the downward pressure that these tariffs will put on our economy. While President Trump puts a tax on our economy through tariffs, the federal government should cut taxes to counteract that and let our taxpayers, our small businesses, our seniors, and our workers have more money to spend and grow our economy. But there will be some people who lose their jobs, and they will need to have employment insurance. We will make sure that that is flexible enough to give them the food on the table and a way forward, the training they need to get into a new job if necessary. And we need work sharing. The work sharing program is a phenomenal way. We got through the great global recession with the work sharing program that allowed companies to reduce hours instead of laying people off, and then compensated those employees who had less salaried hours with some EI. That's a way to keep them connected to their employer so that when we come out of this, they still have a job. The message to President Trump should be to knock it off. We had the best trade relationship in the world, in the history of the world, before these unnecessary interruptions struck our economy. And they are hurting both sides of the border. They will kill American jobs, and they will erase American prices, and then we will necessarily have to retaliate. He should lift these tariffs, but whether or not he does, because he's changed his mind before, he's done this twice, puts them on, takes them off, and we can suspect that may well happen again. We have to become more self-reliant and have new and different markets so that we no longer rely on or depend on what is becoming an increasingly undependable customer. Thank you.